welcome to Psalmic Saturday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. So happy to be here today. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Honeypaw and the lovely Shirley, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you to everybody for joining us today for Psalmic Saturday. We have a premiere coming up at 11 a.m. Pacific time in just over 20 minutes from now. 40 minutes from now, please. Very fast psalm magic today. 40 minutes from now. And I hope you can join us for that. That's on the main YouTube channel, which is what you're watching on right now. If you're on YouTube and if you're on Twitch, you may want to pop on over to YouTube as soon as this psalm spell is finished and join us for that premiere. Our website is at arielscorner.com, arielscorner.com, and that's where you can find all of our free courses, free booklets, free guided meditations, free lectures, etc. At the bottom of every page, you can find a place to sign up for our emails, and you can also see all of our social media links. And two of those links will guide you to places where you can be part of an active community online. One is our private Facebook group, and the other is our Discord server. We'd love to have you be part of our community. We have chat threads open on each of these streams right now, and please chat amongst yourselves. And if you have any questions for me, I will do my best to answer them, but you put them right in that chat thread, and depending on how late I am, we should get to them. This is not a long spell. We're doing Psalm 99 today. It's not a long psalm at all. Oh, let's see. Something else I wanted to tell you. Well, whatever it was, it's not that important, I'm sure, or I would have remembered it. All right, let's get going on this psalm spell. I'm so happy to be here, and here we go. Today we are working Psalm 99. In traditional psalm magic, Psalm 99 is used for spiritual purification, to bring about justice, to get closer with God, for greater spiritual awareness, and it's used as a prayer for Fridays, which is very interesting. Today I'd like to work on Psalm 99. I'd like to work Psalm 99 to get closer with our source, to get closer to infinite intelligence. The way we work psalm magic is very simple, easy, and effective. We take the psalm in question, and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. This is called an incantation. After we finish that incantation, we go back through that psalm and we consider each verse in turn, and we dig and search for hidden meanings that lie within each verse. Those are occult meanings, occult meaning hidden. By doing this, we work kind of diligently. Sometimes it's hard work. Sometimes we work up a mental sweat even. And we not only discover these magic seeds of wisdom within the psalm, but we plant those seeds in the deep mind, where they, in a very real and practical sense, they take root. They grow, they blossom forth, and then they bear fruit after their kind. And that is exactly what you and I are going to do together right now with Psalm 99. Okie dokie. I did not do my prep here like I normally do. Let's get that shot again so that it's easier to edit. And that's exactly what you and I are going to do together right now with Psalm 99. The Lord reigneth, let the people tremble. He sitteth between the cherubims. Let the earth be moved. The Lord is great in Zion, and he is high above all the people. Let them praise thy great and terrible name, for it is holy. The king's strength also loveth judgment. Thou dost establish equity. Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. Exalt ye the Lord our God, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. They call upon the Lord, and he answered them. He spake unto them in the cloudy pillar. They kept his testimonies, and the ordinance that he gave them. Thou answeredst them, O Lord our God, and wast a God that forgavest them, though thou tookest vengeance of their inventions. Exalt the Lord our God, and worship at his holy hill, for the Lord our God is holy. So our stated purpose today is to get closer to the infinite. Why do we want to do that? Because the closer that we are to the infinite, the closer that we are to having a direct experience of the infinite, the easier it is for us here, because then we can, without as much process, allow for our problems to be solved, allow for our goals to come about, because we are in alignment with the force of the universe that is our source and that does create us. And if we are with that flow, we are with that force, things tend to work out really well for us, and we don't have to work so hard at individual problems here and there. Things tend to solve themselves. So it's a really good treatment to give yourself to work a psalm where you're just getting closer to the infinite itself without necessarily a specific goal. Now, if you have a problem, if you have a specific problem or goal that you're working, absolutely you can bring it to this psalm. This psalm is pretty universal in its power, so whatever you bring to this psalm will come about. The Lord reigneth, let the people tremble. He sitteth between the cherubims, let the earth be moved. So who are we addressing here? We're not addressing the Lord. We are not addressing the congregation necessarily. I think we are addressing our own selves. To me, we are ruminating. We are expressing that which is so. So we are saying the Lord. Now, we have to orient ourselves to what the Lord means for us as magicians, because as religious people, it might be different. As a magician, the Lord is the force of all that is, the one source, the one substance, the one power, and the one force in all the universe. And since it is only one, there is only one, nothing can go up against it. And that's why our success in psalm magic is assured, because we are one with that force. And one with that force is always a majority. And whomever that force is for, no one can be against. And that force is for us because it is our creator. So it's important to orient yourself to what we are talking about. This is the force. It's not a deity in the traditional sense of the word. It's not an anthropomorphic deity, definitely. It's not a male deity or a female deity. It is a pre-gender force. The Lord reigneth. So we're talking about the Lord as a monarch. So in this particular sense, the Lord can take the form in our minds of a king. And in that way, it can have that male gender, but it could just as easily be a queen. However, the queen is more of the idea of the Shekinah, who is the substance or the dwelling place of the Lord. So if we're working purely symbolically here, we're working with the masculine principle as it applies to reigning as a monarch. So the Lord reigneth, let the people tremble. Now, who are the people? The people are our thoughts, all the thoughts, overarching thought forms and little thoughts, fleeting thoughts and thoughts that hang around a long time. Those thoughts are trembling. Why would thoughts be trembling when the Lord reigneth? Because that's the vibration of the thought forms those are thought vibrations that are becoming attuned with the frequency of infinite intelligence. He sitteth between the cherubims, let the earth be moved. So the cherubim are the great angels. Those are the very powerful angels, and they are depicted on the world card of the tarot of Marseille, the Old World card. It's also frequently in the newer decks as well. And those are represented by the fixed signs of the zodiac. So there's an angel, there's a bull, there's an eagle, and there's what was it? What did I missing? An angel. Oh, a lion. So there's an angel, a lion, an eagle, and a bull. And those are just representations of the powers of the angelic realm. These are the very, very high cherubims. And the Lord reigneth and sitteth between them. So the king of all that is, in this particular sense, that's the image here. The king, the monarch, is sitting between all of these cherubs. And then the earth is moved, meaning whatever is going on in the physical world is subject to this power. The Lord is great in Zion, and he is high above all the people. Now, Zion is the great hill, the great mountain where the temple is. That's where you and the infinite are at one. That's the meeting place of you. And all the people that the Lord is high above are your thoughts. So when you are in alignment with the infinite here, when you are in alignment with infinite intelligence, you are putting yourself in right alignment with the power of the infinite as it pertains to your thinking. Why is that important? Because your thoughts are what are responsible for your experiences on the earth. So if you're allowing your thought vibrations to be attuned to the infinite's thought vibrations, then the things in your world change because the earth is moved. Let them praise thy great and terrible name, for it is holy. Terrible doesn't mean awful and icky. It's not like when you eat something you don't like and you say, "Ooh, that's terrible." It's great and terrible means powerful, means there's nothing that can go up against it. So when you praise the name of, when the people praise the name of the infinite that's holy, that means that the thoughts in your mind are aligning themselves to the qualities of the divine. The name of God means the nature of God or the qualities of God. So the qualities of the divine are what your thoughts are aligning themselves with. If all of the thoughts in your mind are aligned with the names of God or the qualities of God, then those qualities of God are the only thing that can manifest, the only things that can manifest in your life. Because remember, the earth is moved by infinite intelligence, as was described earlier. The king's strength also loveth judgment. Thou dost establish equity. Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. There's always this very clear balance between sphere number 4 and sphere number 5 in the Psalms. So we've got severity and mercy, both in balance here. And what that does for us is that it keeps us accountable, and it also makes sure that we are always in that state of grace. We never have to worry about being punished by the infinite, but we do want the infinite's judgment. What does the infinite punish? It punishes those thoughts that are not worthy of us, meaning that it gets rid of them. That's the judgment. Righteousness is your right mind, right thinking. So when you have right thinking, everything in your external world reflects that. So you don't want to pray for the changing of circumstances. You want to pray for the changing of your thoughts, because the circumstances are products of the thoughts. And so when we are here saying that the king's strength, which is sphere number 5, also loveth judgment, which is sphere number 4. Thou dost establish equity. There is balance between those two. Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. You are Jacob. Jacob is who you are at the heart. That's your heart chakra. You are Jacob. And Jacob is, when we're talking about Jacob, Jacob was renamed Israel. So this is when Jacob was initiated, Jacob took on a new name, and that was Israel. So this is you before your initiation. This is you when you are not at your most enlightened yet. And this is how you become enlightened, is through this. So we're going to read that again real quickly. The king's strength also loveth judgment. Thou dost establish equity. Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. So you have to recognize that you are, when you're coming to this psalm, that pre-initiate that needs help. You can't do it for yourself, and infinite intelligence does it for you. What does it do? It executes judgment and righteousness in you. Judgment meaning you're going to get rid of the things that no longer serve you in your mind, and what will be left and exalted is the righteousness, the right thinking, that is you in your most sane, right thought. And that is when you are renamed Israel. Exalt ye the Lord our God, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. The footstool in this regard is most probably referring to the Ark of the Covenant. So when you say, exalt ye the Lord our God, how do you exalt something? By making it the most important thing. So infinite intelligence is the most important thing in your life. Not because the infinite has some sort of ego problem. Well, you better be nice to me or I'm not going to be happy with you. You know, you better exalt me because I need and crave your worship, and because that's the only thing that can make me feel worthy as God. God doesn't have an ego that needs to be appeased. You exalt the infinite for your sake, not for the infinite's sake. The infinite will be the infinite no matter what you do. And so when you exalt the infinite, what you're doing is you're prioritizing things. You're saying, oh, I see, prime cause, first cause is my priority. And if I allow first cause, prime cause to be my priority, everything else is taken care of. So I don't have to micromanage my life anymore. So exalt ye the Lord our God, and worship. How do you worship? By working. The things that you do. Work at his footstool. Working at the footstool is remembering what the covenant is. The covenant is cause and effect. That's the main agreement of the infinite and us. Everything that you have in this world, everything that you experience in this world is a product of cause and effect. Now, if you're exalting the primary cause, all your effects will be affected by that. All of your effects will demonstrate that for you, because the perfection of the infinite will then be reflected in the manifestations of your life. For he is holy. Infinite intelligence is holy. And therefore, so are you, because you are a direct extension of infinite intelligence. So you're not separate from the infinite, just like a wave isn't separate from the ocean, or a sunbeam isn't separate from the sun. And so therefore, since the infinite is holy, you're holy. And if you're making the infinite your priority, then you're remembering who you are as a soul, and all of your experiences and manifestations in this world tremble and realign themselves and remanifest as the things that are most appropriate for you. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name, they called upon the Lord, and he answered them. Now, you don't have to worry so much about the stories in the Bible unless you want to. I mean, you're more than welcome to, that deal with Moses, Aaron, and Samuel. It's talking about the fact that people have done this before. People have made the infinite their priority before, and thus had what seemed to be miraculous things occur in their lives and in the lives of the people that they loved. And since they did it, so can you, because nobody is more special than anybody else. No matter who the characters are, in this case, it's Moses, Aaron, and Samuel. In the Bible, these are talked about as very important people. But remember that they are psychological principles. They're not actual people. And so if they could do it in the story, it's because they were allowing themselves to dial into the same kinds of frequencies that we're dialing into in this. So if they can do it, so can you. So just remembering that since other people have allowed themselves to become attuned to the infinite and therefore had those miraculous occurrences happen in their lives, so can you. Because they're not more important than you. They're not more beloved by the infinite than you are. He spake unto them in the cloudy pillar, and they kept his testimonies and the ordinance that he gave them. If you ask for guidance, you will receive it. And when you ask for guidance and you receive it, and then you follow it, that's how you keep the testimonies. If the infinite says, don't say anything to that person, and you don't say anything to that person, you're going to have a very positive response because you followed direction. When you are in your meditation, you get this very clear direction that you need to call so-and-so, and then you call so-and-so, you're going to have a very wonderful experience because of that, because you followed direction. So receiving guidance from that cloudy pillar, meaning that spirit, that place that is not your physical brain, that place that is not your physical body, but those astral realms that are what you tune into when you are in meditation. If you ask for guidance and you receive it, and then you do what you're told to do, you will have amazing results. Thou answeredst them, O Lord our God. Thou wast a God that forgavest them, though thou tookest vengeance of their inventions. So when you are having a problem and you go to the infinite and you say, help me, you're going up into that cloudy pillar, you're going up into that astral realm where you can have a conversation with the infinite. And very frequently that comes in the form of a spirit guide or an inner teacher, because it's tough to have a conversation with the infinite without some sort of sense that you are having a conversation with somebody that's very easy to talk to. So very frequently we have this idea of an inner teacher or a spirit guide. You don't have to, but that's very frequent. So when you ask, you get the answer. And when you get the answer, you get forgiveness and vengeance upon your inventions. Forgiveness simply means that you're relieved from the problems, and the problems themselves get removed. So very frequently when we have problems, it's because we have invented our own ideas. We've come up with our own idea separate and distinct from the infinite. And then because we are so creative, we were created with such power that we interact with that problem and we don't know what to do. And so then when we call upon the infinite to help us, the infinite not only forgives the problem, meaning gets us free of it, but it takes the problem away by taking away the invention and giving you a new thought to think instead in its place. Exalt the Lord our God and worship at his holy hill, for the Lord our God is holy. How do you worship at the holy hill of the infinite? By doing your best to rise up in consciousness to the highest that you are capable of. When you're in meditation, thinking the highest thoughts that you are capable of, relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, really slowing down the brain waves, and allowing, because of that, the consciousness to raise and raise and raise. And you go as high as you possibly can within your own limitations at the moment, and the infinite will take care of the rest and meet you where you are. So that's how you worship at his holy hill. Worship means work. And so this is the work that you do. This is very important work, where you close your eyes and you relax your body and your mind, and you allow those brainwaves to slow down so that your consciousness raises. And that is worshiping at the holy hill. That's the kind of work you do. For the Lord our God is holy. So the infinite is holy, and you are holy because you are an extension of that. And just remembering that. in those quiet moments where your brainwaves are slowed down and you are exalted because of that, just remembering that the infinite is holy and you, by extension, are holy, takes care of 99.9% of your problems, because then you're just sitting in truth. And therefore, if you're sitting in truth, anything that needs to be changed within your mind is changed easily by the infinite itself. And since those thoughts have been changed, the realities or the experiences, the physical experiences in the world will change as a result of that. So you just keep coming back to this psalm each and every day until you get a sense that your goal has been accomplished. And you get that sense just by how you feel. You feel certain, you feel peaceful, and you know that you've done what you need to do and you can move on. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Until next time, blessed be. We got that really quickly. What name of God can I get the answer for abundance? Pray. So the names of God are manifold. There are many different names of God, but the 8 primary names of God are life, soul, spirit, intelligence, truth, love, law, and presence. Each and every one of them can be thought of and invoked, if you will, for the purpose of prosperity. So it's up to you you have to determine for yourself where your lack of prosperity is coming from. Now, if you can't determine that, then you can work with all of those names of God. What is recommended when facing a choice between 2 very good paths forward and a decision is needed to be made? Just the same thing that we talked about in the psalm. You just get really quiet, you relax your body, you relax your mind, and you ask. You ask which path is the highest path for me, and the infinite will tell you. And then you follow that one. And if they're 2 really good paths, then it's great, because then you don't have to worry about making a mistake, because either way you go is probably going to be great. But if you ask for infinite intelligence's guidance and you relax your body, you relax your mind, you will get a very clear indicator. Now, if you don't get a clear indicator, then ask for omens, ask for signs, ask for definite leads. Ask your gut, where's the best place for me to go? Follow your hunches. You're more intuitive than you think you are. And when we can learn how to relax our minds and relax our bodies and ask for specific leads, those leads come, and then we follow them. All right, wonderful questions. Thank you so very much. And thank you so very, very much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely Honeypaw, the lovely Shirley, and the lovely Dre. And we will see, I hope, everybody in about 15 minutes over on the premiere that's happening at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks again for being here, and we'll see you next time. Blessed be.